Well, hello, method students. Today we're looking at 2019 Math Methods Exam 2, question 4G only. Let's see. So basically, let's get stuck into it. We have a particular sample of bird wing butterflies. This part is completely independent of the other parts. And so you have a completely different proportion that's been used to get this interval here. So the relevant formula from the formula sheet is this one, which you would use here. And the first thing to note is that the center of this interval is the sample proportion, and the outside edges are 0.0866, and the lower value is 0.0234. Okay. So that's the first thing to note. The second thing to note is that if you take an average of the two values, you'll get this middle value. So p hat is going to be the average, which is when you add them together and divide by 2. So 0.0234 plus 0.0866. And if you put that in your calculator, here's one I prepared earlier, you would add together 0.0234 with 0.0866 and then divide that by 2, so you get 0.055. Okay, so that is the beginning of our solution, because then what that means is this gap in here is actually equal to all this. You could do two simultaneous equations, but I think it's easier just to do one. So you know the gap has to be the difference between the larger number, 0.0866, and the middle value, which is the proportion, 0.055. And that works out to be 0.0866. Take away our previous answer, which is 0.0316. And so then what you do is you have a much easier problem to solve. You just have one equation to solve. So this is your gap, your 0.0316, and it equals Z p hat 1 minus p hat over n. And for the 95% confidence interval, you know your Z value is 1.96. And you know your p hat from before, which is what you worked out previously. So you have all the ingredients you need to calculate n. So when you plug them all in, you get 1.96 square root of 0.055, 1 minus 0.055 over n, equaling 0.0316. And then you can just solve that for n with your calculator. Which means you'll get an n value from your calculator. So here you go. So we've got to say menu algebra solve. Always have an equals and whatever the number is you want. And then we have 1.96 times the square root of a fraction inside the square root. You got 0.055 times 1 minus 0.055 divided by n, and it must equal 0.0316, and hopefully we get a useful n value. So our n value is 199 point something. So then we round n to 200. And that's how you do it. If you really wanted to be super duper accurate, you could plug in 200 and 199 and see which one gave you a 0.0316. But in this case, it's quite easy to just round off. So thank you very much. Hope you liked this. And if you did, do like and subscribe and share. And good luck for your exam preparations. Have a good one. See you.